Hey guys, what is up? This is Steven, and I was particularly inspired to make a short video because I'm here in Yellowstone National Park, and I'm on a really gorgeous 6-7 mile day hike. You can see the road in the distance, but this trail overall is, I would say, at points more remote than other day hikes that I've done here so far. And while the trail is very gorgeous, honestly, two things have been on my mind throughout this hike more than anything else. First of all is that, quite frankly, I started this hike way too late, and now I'm sort of racing the clock in terms of beating sunset. But more importantly, I read in a manual that I own that apparently this whole region is pretty popular for both black bears and grizzly bears. And this is a pretty startling realization when you're on a fairly windy day hike such as this, and you can just turn any corner and risk there being a bear within your field of view on that corner. And of course there's things you can do to hedge your bets. I feel like I've basically been screaming "Hey bears" every 10 or 15 minutes just to feel safe, for peace of mind more than anything else. But even in spite of that, it definitely is alerting all of my senses. So when I think back to my usual settings, for example, in Philadelphia, which is the city that I most currently lived in, I was just used to, when I was walking the streets, just having my iPhone headphones right in, tuning out the entire environment that was around me, and just listening to my music because I felt safe, you know? You develop a sort of feeling of just that, a lack of alertness. It's like a feeling of complacency, essentially. And I think we're all basically victim to that in this day and age. And one YouTube channel that I really like following is the Raw Bras. And I remember one thing that they said is that it's pretty essential to happiness that you get yourself out in nature periodically and have a feeling of vulnerability. And it can come in many forms. That can mean swimming further out in the ocean than your comfort zone normally dictates, to the point that that panic button inside you hits a little bit, and you start freaking out about the possibility of drowning. I'm not saying put yourself in a situation where you literally are at a high risk of drowning, but that feeling of that, you know, you're not on the top of the food chain, you're not just in this cushy bubble that we've become so used to. And it's really hard to deal with any of the problems that we deal with in terms of just depression or feel like we're lacking purpose. Things that I've found myself struggling with. Get myself out, for example, doing something like this, doing a challenging day hike, and all of a sudden, I feel pretty freaking alive. It is requiring all of my senses to be on high alert in order for me to feel safe. And that feeling of aliveness, it's just essential to life. It's still wired in us to have all of these stimuli. And I just think it's key. And what better place than something as beautiful as this? It's pretty amazing to think